of you. And I have to, I'm really thankful for Jane and Rose and Alex and Meital and all my friends here in Thailand for enabling it, allowing it to happen here, and the program. And I know she says that I'm a co-founder, but actually she is the founder, and I just get the compliment. But so, okay. And usually, Jane, when she starts every meeting and every session with new students, she tells them to go first outside, just take off themselves the age, demographics, all demographics, their profession, their positions, and everything, and just come back as humans. And she didn't do that today, but that's because she probably considered you all humans. So, and I find it a very emotional to do. Just go outside, come as just human, and then we can start sharing everything with each other. I don't know if you met already, but Meghna here is my PhD student, and she is one of the excellent students that I have had. And Alex too, she is there. She is already graduated. So I'll start instead of just, and I'm very, very excited to meet my old friends, Elias and Shrimps and Rosemary and Eva, and I didn't forget anyone, right? Okay. Okay, so where is it? What? Okay, no, not this one. Not this one. No. The use of drawings. Yeah? Okay, we'll start. Yes. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll start with the use of drawing, and I just want to do briefly, because not all of us are coming from the art therapist professions. But I guess this you already know, that actually creative arts therapy is a hybrid therapeutic profession. And the idea behind it is that creating something means livelihood. Using nonverbal and verbal languages, it helps people integrate between their senses and sensations and emotions and cognitions. And by doing that, they feel more whole of themselves, and it helps well-being. It also bypasses cultural languages. We can just create, and we can talk with each other and understand each other the same way, by the way, that we understand or interpret peoples by their body language, without them saying anything. Sometimes we are wrong with our hypothesis, but still. Creativity helps coping and post-traumatic growth. And okay. So now we will go to the basic assumptions of drawings. Why use drawings as an assessment, for assessment, and therapeutic and purposes. So the first hypothesis is about the body language, which we tend to believe the body language more than believing the content or the verbal language. If I look at Elias and I say, oh, I love you very much, and I do love him, but you believe me, despite my the movement that I did. Okay, but we tend to believe body language more than we believe the content. And and drawing is actually using a movement, body language, with a content. Okay. The other assumption is projection, and we know it from psychodynamic theories that we project onto the paper or onto whatever we create ourselves, and conscious and unconscious material, without even being aware that we did that. Okay. And another assumption is that using art enables bypass dissociative mechanisms. And dissociation or dissociative mechanism, usually we are not aware that we use that. We always use it in order to escape stress or escape overwhelming and escape material that we cannot cope with. There is a psychobiology of PTSD, the body keeps the score, we all know about that, and I'll show you later how it is registered in the brain, the trauma, and how we can see it in the drawings. The figure drawn, when we talk about self-figure drawings, the figure drawn on the paper represent the self, the person, and the paper represents the environment. So we can compare how much room, how much space this person left for the environment, how much room he takes for himself, and he's small, large, tall, and so forth. Okay, with faint, lines, yeah, or yeah, okay. So, oh, sorry. Okay, when we talk about, this is actually Secret World of Drawings, is the name of a book, a very good book by Firth, who was not an art therapist, but he was a psychologist and who worked in a hospital. And he published, I don't remember the year, but he published an amazing book about his clients, patients whom he worked with, and their drawings. And he worked also in hospice, and he asked his clients to draw the future for him. And amazingly, many of them gave the exact, through the drawing. You know this book? Yeah. Yeah, and the date and time of their death. And this was just symbolized in the drawing. So he called that book The Secret World of Drawing, so I took it from him. But we look at the drawing, and there are hidden messages within the drawing. It's like text and subtext that we read in books. And we do not just read the words and sentences in a book. We read between the lines. And what we absorb from and understand from between the lines, it's much more important because we imagine what's actually in between. That's what draws us to continue reading the book. It's not just the words and even the plot or what we think behind it. Okay, so we read between the lines, and we need to look at different angles at the drawing. And it means, I'll show you in a minute, but when it's the same as, now you look at me, each one sees something else, okay? Magna sees more wrinkles than Alex, I hope. But this size is better than this one. But, okay, it's kind of dark here, you don't see anything. But, okay. And, but you look, when we look at people, if we look at them from different angles, we see different things, okay? You can ask people, it's the same with narrative. You can ask two people who were in the same event, and each one will give you a different narrative. And sometimes it's because how they, it's not just because they were, they interpret the event differently, but because they were standing in a different place. So they saw different things, and their senses absorbed something else. Okay. We need to understand the story behind the told story. The story behind the told drawing, the drawing itself. So just looking at this drawing, and this was drawn by a 9-year-old girl, she was sexually abused, and forgive me, but I come from child abuse. This is my main focus, so, and sexual abuse. So you will meet a lot of sexual abuse now, okay? This an hour and a half, and just enjoy it, okay? This was cynical. Okay. Didn't understand the joke. Okay. Okay. So she was asked to draw what she preferred never had happened. And this was before in front of a judge, because she couldn't give accurate testimony of what happened. So this was what she drew, and even without understanding drawings or without knowing how to analyze drawing, it's not a 9-year-old drawing that should be drawn by a 9-year-old, right? Okay. Okay. I'll show you the first about the projection and how it is. By the way, Rosemary, I can just send all of you the presentation. So, okay. Okay, so this is a 6-year-old girl, okay? She was, what? Hmm? Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I just want to show you how it is represented in, we can see behind the lines. And okay, so this is a 6-year-old girl, and she was found by her aunt in her father's bed doing oral sex. And her aunt went to she came from an ultra-Orthodox family. She went to the rabbi. The rabbi said, go to the police. And the child was brought to investigation, to a child investigator. Now, you need to understand that in Israel, and I think all over the world still, children are investigated by professionals, but the protocols demands require that the child will tell you everything. Now, it's despite their age, abilities, deficiencies, everything. Okay. So, in response to the investigation, oh, it doesn't show on that. No. No. Okay. No, it doesn't work. Okay. I'll show you. Okay. So in response to the investigator asking to show, and the investigator is not allowed to use words other than what the child is using. So she said that the investigator asked her, do you know why you came here, why you were brought here? She said, yes, because I leaked. She didn't say what she leaked. And she started, and immediately, can you tell me what you leaked, or what happened? The child didn't understand, didn't say anything. She took a paper, a white paper, and a pencil, and she started to draw. Because everything is videotaped, so you could we can see, and this was in court, we could see what she did and what she said at the same time. So she started to draw, and she said, I'll try and do the mouse, and she drew this to try and see. Then she said, I'll do the hair, but not the body. She did this. Until now, she didn't do the face line, okay? Okay. Then she said, short hair. And she said, now I will do the mouth. This is the second time she mentioned the mouth. She went up here and drew these lines. She said then, I don't know how to draw. It came out awkward. Now I will do the mouth. Third time. She went up here and did this, added this line. And I'll do this nicely this time. I'll make it big since my head is bigger than that. Now she did the head line, this. Usually we start with the headline. Okay. I'm making myself short hair because I really have some short hair. Second time mentioning hair. She went here, she did this, and she did this. Okay, she didn't do this. Okay. It didn't come out good. Eyes. She went here, she did these eyes. It doesn't matter if it doesn't come well, right? Huge eyes. My eyes are bigger. Second time of eyes. She went here, and she did this. Okay. The nose. Okay. I also do it as it's supposed to be, but the nose came out wrong. Everything she's doing, she said it's wrong. Yeah. And I drew the mouth first time. She mentions the mouth, with which I was licking. She started to draw all these tongues, okay? With which I was licking. Now I have to shade it. I usually have to shade these things. She shaded this, but then she shaded here, and in a minute I'll show you the picture, what she shaded here. She went here and shaded it here. And then she turned to the investigator and said, she added, I usually have, she asked her, I say that, do you see the teeth within the mouth? If you look here, we do not see anything. Okay. And then she couldn't take it anymore. She added one more tongue and said, I tried to draw what happened to her, how she licked. She didn't say the word, what she licked. Now, okay, so this is what she drew. It's a bigger one. Now it's upside down. Go back to what she said. She said, I have short hair. I have shorter than this. Bigger eyes when she do this. Do you see the teeth in my mouth, in the mouth? And look here, this is, I usually shade this thing. She shaded this. This is just, was cut out, and this. Actually, the penis in her mouth. Okay? So this is, we always have to look at different angles. This means there is two pictures in our brain. Negative, the same as once we had cameras like this, that we have a negative picture and positive picture. So the unconscious material sometimes and often comes when we look at different angles, whether upside down or from the sides or, okay. Just three pictures that I can show you when turning the page upside down. So this was drawn by a 34 years old. She just gave birth to her third child, and she never spoke about the abuse before, but she responded to the birthing in a stupor state. She couldn't move. When she was asked to draw, and to draw herself, this is what she drew. So we can see that she is divided. She also had later, she had a DID, but she drew many, many selves here. No faces on each one, but we can see here that she tried to erase something, okay, in her drawing. Only when we turn the page upside down, the drawing, the picture, you can see what comes out. This I added, so to make it easier to see. But actually, the client sees it usually by themselves when you turn it upside down. So you can see here the perpetrator face, the eyebrows, the nose, his mouth. You can also see another face here, you see, and this, she said, this was actually her grandmother with whom she felt calm and relaxed. And you see, eyes, hair, and mouth. And you can see another figure here lying, but okay. It's really hard to see. It's much better on the computer. She asked another one, 24 years old, who was molested by a night keeper in one of the kibbutzim. She drew, she made a kind of collage. So there is one face and there is another face, herself. And inside, it's not, you cannot see it like this. If you want, later I'll send you the, but in the throat is the baby and the arms and the penetration. It's very hard to see. Okay. 16 years old who drew herself. She was abused. She was also injured herself, which is very apparent here. So where is another figure hiding, the perpetrator? If you look very carefully, it's in the mouth. And they are not aware. When they do it, it's without awareness. Okay, so I enlarged it. I hope you can see it. And the mouth and the head. Okay. The other assumption is about psychobiology. This is the, oh, it doesn't show, okay. So this is a wound in a leg. If we had accepted any clients or patients coming to us and with that wound, we wouldn't even start talking to him, besides sending him to a doctor to be healed, get some medicine, put something on this wound, and yeah. Okay. The problem is that we do not see the wounds in the brain as a result of trauma. And this is how the wounds or the tissues, and these are actually biological injured tissues within the brain that interfere or reduce some of the brain areas' functionality. See here is healthy brains, and this is one of the from one of the studies that we did in Segol Center with Professor Shai Efrati and others in the Segol Center for Hyperbaric treatment, Oxygen Treatment Center. Eva was there. Yeah, and Justine was there also. You didn't come? No? Oh, yeah. I thought you came there. Okay. Okay. So this is a brain that functions normally in healthy people. You can see all the red colors. It shows the functionality. And these are people who suffer from PTSD before getting the oxygen treatment. So you can see the difference between each line of photos, you see? So they have to function and continue function in life with almost several areas within the brain that dysfunction. It's like you are blind, now find your way. You need to use your hearing, you need to use your touch, and maybe other things. Maybe you need something else or something to hang to. This we don't see when people come to us. But many professionals, therapists, often say that they feel they got into some phase with the client and they feel stuck now. The client doesn't move. And sometimes they could not move because they could not move a broken leg. But they could not move because they have areas in the brain that are dysfunction. Okay. So we tried hyperbaric oxygen treatment with sexual abuse survivors, female, and also with veterans after the war, and who suffered from PTSD for a long time. And based on what we saw in just in medicine, with people who had diabetes or that they had wounds that couldn't be healed other than being given oxygen treatment. And you can see the difference with before the oxygen treatment and after the oxygen treatment. The wounds heal because blood cells are enlarged, increased, and okay. So you can see, and this is the, just to show you, people who have high level of dissociation, those who were sexually abused and who came to our center, to this, they suffered from symptoms such as depression, anxiety, aggressiveness, and you can see these are the healthy ones, and these are those who were traumatized and had a high level of dissociation. The thing is that we have around 5 liters of blood, and what the brain does when a person is traumatized during the event is, in order not to become overwhelmed and just die, it blocks the blood flow volume to certain areas, especially areas that are in charge of sensations. So it blocks the information of what's going on, which if it continues, then these tissues are damaged and the wounds become more and more apparent in the brain. I'm going to show you 4 minutes video and then the drawing of that young girl, she was 4 years old. She was, the judge, her parents had a high conflict between themselves over custody. The mother tried to divorce the father because she found out that he sexually molested the child. The child was twice in child investigation, and they didn't say anything. She was really very, very hyperactive, her behavior. She was masturbating a lot. Her sleep was disrupted. She cried a lot. And, but still, the judge believed the father, who was a lawyer himself. And the first decision of the judge was that the mother should pay, she alienates the child from the father, so she should pay a fine, very high fine. But then her lawyer managed to convince the judge to send her to our center to be assessed. And I just want to show you, and in the child investigations, as I said, she didn't say anything when she was, whatever she was asked, and they closed the file, yeah. So just watch first. How do I do this? Oi. No, you won't be able because it's not on yeah, but I have this, no, give it this one. No, this one. This is mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No. I need all of it. Just go back. Show me the whole Toshiba. Oh, wait, this one. Yeah. But they need to hear it. Okay? It's not on that? No.
בסדר? את השחור.
They don't see it, so wait.
בסדר? עכשיו, את אומרת, מה את הכי לא אוהבת? שקורא לך? רגע, בואי הנה, ואנחנו שולחים את השחור לשמיים. בסדר? בואי הנה. אוקיי, רגוע. הוא בורח, תסתכלי, בואי. לפני שזה, את חייבת, תביאי יד. חזק. איפה? אוקיי, עכשיו תגידי לבלון, תגידי לו, מה את הכי לא רוצה שיקרה בשנה הזאת? לא, את חייבת להגיד לו, אם הוא לא יודע, אם הוא לא ידע מה את לא רוצה, הוא לא יכול להגיד, הוא ברח לי להגיד, איפה הוא? יו, את לא יכולה, חייבת להגיד לו, דברי לה, מהר. מה את לא רוצה? מה את לא רוצה? תחשבי. פסטלינה את לא רוצה? בסדר, קחי אותו, קחי. פסטלינה לא יהיה לך השנה. אם את אומרת לא יהיה לך השנה, שאתה לא רוצה פסטלינה? פסטלינה? אף פעם. שחררי אותי. הלך. אוקיי. עכשיו, מי את הכי, עכשיו אנחנו את זה. את שני. גם הבלון הזה, רואה? בואנה, בואו נשחרר אותו במקום אחר, בואנה. תחזיקי קודם כל, לפני שזה, עכשיו את צריכה להגיד לבלון הזה, ממי את הכי מפחדת ואת זורקת אותו למעלה? ממי? מאבא שלך? תזרקי. יופי. עכשיו בואי, אנחנו לא גמרנו בבלון. היי. עכשיו הבלון הלבן, את אומרת, עם מי את רוצה רק לגור לבד? עם מי? תזרקי. יפה. עכשיו נשאר לנו הבלון הוורוד, והבלון הוורוד זה פייה, מלאך. והמלאך שואל ככה, הוא שואל, את צריכה להגיד לי כדי שבשנה הבאה יקרה מה שאת רוצה? למה אני לא רוצה? למה את מפחדת מאבא? למה את רוצה לגור עם אמא? עכשיו תגידי לו, לפני שאנחנו משחררים. אבא עושה כואב? איך הוא עושה כואב? איך אבא עושה כואב? מתביישת להגיד? זה כואב במקום שאת לא רוצה להגיד איפה? כי אם תגידי איפה הוא עושה כואב, תחזיקי את הבלון, את חייבת להחזיק את הבלון, את חייבת להחזיק את הבלון. לא לעזוב את הבלון.
I made her come closer to me to hold her so she won't fall. But look. On dissociation, she moved to a freeze. Yeah. So what you can see here is what happens to the brain. Now, just as expecting children to tell any investigator, and they are not allowed to ask the questions that I asked, okay? It's useless. It's just, that's why 87% of child investigation are closed without anything, and they are considered to be unreliable. But actually, this is very reliable. Just looking at that for the judge was enough afterwards to decide that the father should not have any relations with that child. Okay, oh, sorry. Okay. No, okay. So you could see the difference between how she behaved before I started this, without any ability to sit still or just listen and running from place to place, and when she was starting to get into answering the question and then dissociated, got into that scene like a trance, and then the brain was shut off because it was too overwhelming for her. And many children do it. It happens to them. So this is how the brain operates when there is so much anxiety and threat. So how did she do? Okay, this girl. So she took papers and she started with a story. Not at that time, but another session, okay? And she drew this, and she started saying, and this is exactly what she said, and these are just pauses, okay? Where she didn't say anything. She said, in the beginning, I was at home. There was a window. I looked and saw everything seemed fine. The day after, you can see the jump of time from one day to another. And the day after, I went here. She points here. And I went out and saw the garden, the flowers. I walked, stepped out of the house. I walked. Suddenly, like jumping in time and place, suddenly, she added this arrow, and she said, correct, I was transported. I don't have the launcher. It's like, I'm helpless. It stopped working. She continued to draw and talk, and everything is videotaped, so we can see everything. This is the evil man. He yawns. He is as tired as I am right now. What caused him to be evil? I asked. She said, I will tell you. I begin. The evil man came evil because, long pause. Do you remember the land of evils, as if she already told me? You see the jumps? And there was once a good man, someone good who transformed to evil. I forgot. Dissociating all the time. I asked, let's try to remember. He transformed. He has the power to transform people, to become a bad person. Someone evil gave him these powers. That's why he can do it. She never says what he does. Okay? Who is she? It's me. I am from the future. Are you a bad person? Yes, I am real. I'm here. She already starts to blame herself for what he is doing to her, for what's happening. Look at the cage here. She's in not smiling. And here, you won't believe it. She is sad. It's like she's talking about she, not herself. Someone else. This is the cage. I'm inside the cage, and the alien, now she gave him another persona. Alien saved me again. You see, the alien has the power to put her in the cage, do whatever he wants, and then release her. From now on, I am sad in the cage. There wasn't a key, and I couldn't get out. The alien did a magic trick in his hand and set me free. After that, I was happy because the alien was happy. And then I went back to the walk. We go all, remember at the beginning, she walked. Okay. After that, I transported to the place, it's an error, to the place I was before. Again and again, I went back home. And suddenly, remember the suddenly at the beginning? And suddenly, I was inside the house and peeked out through the window. I saw birds. They were building a nest in Dad's window. Now he returned to be her dad. The alien is someone else. The alien is the evil one. Dad is okay. That's how she can survive. I already brought one to the kindergarten. Oh, there is another one. They love Dad's window. End of story. So, if this is said to child investigator, it will, the file will be closed. It's not reliable. What? I don't.
I have finished sunbaking.
I have
finished sunbaking. What was that about? Sunbaking. I have finished sunbaking. The first line. Alien saved me again.
Yeah. I have finished sunbathing. Yes. Yeah.
So what was that in reference to?
No, it was not. It was not. She was looking at the window here. She was looking at the window, and yeah, this is the beginning. I went out, saw the garden, the flowers, everything was okay until she was transported. Okay. Yeah, okay? Okay. So, giving them, not the children yet, only we had a project with minors who were sexually abused, giving them H-boat, hyperbaric oxygen treatment, but and psychotherapy, but these are from the sexual abuse survivors. We did, as I said, 2 studies on them, on 45 women, and then the second study was on 60, and with controls. And you can see what happens, 60 sessions, 5 times a week. So it takes about around 3 months to finish it. And during which they all had to either have diaries of drawing or writing. And they met with art psychotherapy, or one of us in the team, once a week at least, but we exchanged the diaries every day. So they had to write every day and send it by email or WhatsApp. And you can see before the brain scanning and after the treatment. You can see the difference. Just look here. The difference between here and here. How the brain areas were not functioning well and what happened after the treatments. I'll just show to you two of the drawings, two people from that study. Both of them drew and also every day, and also gave narratives. At the first phase, between 50 to 20 sessions, you can see all the pains within and sufferings within the body emerged, and the body really aches. For example, there was a woman, she was raped by her father when she was 12 years old. Her period stopped, and then she continuously been raped by him. She came to us, she joined this study group after 17 years in which she didn't have her period. At the beginning, at the 15 first sessions, she started to feel like knife cutting her lower belly within the chamber itself. It's about 2 hours, but just for seconds, not the whole time. Others, for example, felt that they suffocate, those who were orally abused. And these represent the drawings during that phase, that all the sensations are revived. At the same time, emotions are starting to increase, and emotions such as agony and sadness, not depression, but agony and sadness, and the body starts to calm down because all the areas start to function, the wounds starting to be healed in the brain. So, so the symptoms like depression and anxiety are decreasing. And because these areas that are that are responsible for the symptoms, they get lower flow blood volume, okay? So the symptoms are reduced, and they feel very, very calm. They feel they can they sleep very well. They don't wake up anxiously. It's like the senses start to work better. And one woman said, you won't believe it. I am 32 years old. Until now, I was sure that my eyes are brown. And I walked out of the chamber today. I looked at them at my car mirror, and suddenly I saw that actually my eyes are blue. I never noticed that. Okay, and this is the last one at the last phase of getting the hyperbaric treatment. She's in another phase in her life. She feels free, and she said, I bounced back. What happened? I bounced back to life. Okay. Another one, she was 24 years old, and she drew this at the first phase until about 20 sessions. And she said, a girl screams. She talked about her, not about herself. She's in terrible pain. She's in a place. There is a place in my body that keeps all the suffering and pain. Sometimes it emerges and screams. Remind me of when she was hospitalized and screamed for hours and she couldn't stop. At the second phase, she had DID also. So she said, and this is at the second phase of the treatment, a moment of internal meeting. I was able to meet and look at the little victimized hurt girl that I left behind. I didn't want to recognize her. She kept all the memories, and I didn't want to. I look at her, she looks at me. The curtain that separated us has been removed. She managed to reveal herself to me. I stopped being afraid of myself and my memories. She has become part of me. And at the last part, at the end, she said, I'm a real person. And you can see the differences, how it is represented in each phase. Okay. So now, hope you are not tired already. You still will have to bear with me. And the chairs are not really comfortable. Yeah. Okay, so these are the variables that we will move to self-figure drawing and the indicators. And these are the variables that we need to know beforehand, before we assess drawings. Okay, we need to know the age because we want to compare the age and the developmental, the graphic developmental stage of the person, the education, level of education, cognitive abilities, mental health, cultural background, and gender, of course. So I'll just show you how we can see it. This was a study that we did on blind from birth people, adults, young adults, from a Bedouin villages in the southern part of Israel. And we asked them, so they never use actually a pen and, or pencil because they do not see. This one never went to school, never in his life. He was 18 years old. And so if you would see, and all of them were asked to draw themselves. So this is what he do. And if we look at it without knowing that he's blind, we would say that he's 1, 2 years old. Just scribble. Okay. Although they touch and know how it should be. But drawing yourself with a pencil, you have to lift your hand and put it where it should. It's really hard for people who are blind. How do they do that? So this is another person who was 18 years old, but he was in school, in elementary school, and look how he draws. This is a higher graphic developmental stage. It's already started to have circles and lines to like a figure. So he can be 3 years old, about, if we hadn't known that he's blind. Okay. This is another one, but she graduated high school. So you can see here that the graphic developmental stage is higher now. And she managed, although not accurately, but she managed to draw a figure. If we hadn't known that who drew it, we would say that it's a child maybe, 4 years old, or, but it's a figure. Okay. This is a university student, and he was born blind. He cannot see. How did he manage to do that? If I hadn't known that he is blind, I would never guess. But we took videos how they did it. He took the paper like this, on one hand, the pencil on the other hand, and he drew on his hand. So he could feel the exact point in which he raises the pencil and go back. This shows the importance of education and how education, and we know it from other studies, the importance of education that interferes or contributes to cope with any deficiencies. Okay? And this is also another student who was born blind, and he said, I'm not going to use a pencil. And he asked for what? Markers. Yeah, yeah. for a marker. What he did the same as what the other one did, put it on one hand, and then he put his nose like this. He used two senses, smell and touch. And because it has some humidity, yeah, the marker. So he used the nose, the smell, and also he felt the humidity by that hand. Really interesting. It's like I'm talking to myself. If no one says anything. It's very interesting. We so impressed. What? Yeah. Okay. Another study that shows also why we can use that both, but this has to do with mental state. And you know that Alzheimer, we have deterioration and 7 phases of six stages of deterioration. What we wanted to do is gerontologic department in one of the hospitals. We tried to see, the hypothesis was that the more deterioration, the lower will be, the earlier will be the graphic developmental stage, okay? Because very deteriorated. Okay. So he was at stage 2, in which it's pre-dementia. He complained about memory deficit, and that usually connected with time or placement or putting in the object and forgetting about it, something that happens in my age. And but still, it's a realism, 5th artistic developmental stage, because it is a human figure. Although we see that he doesn't have eyes anymore, and you could see also that the head, he tries to hold his brain, not to let the areas escape, but there is this connection of the lines here, and the ears is, it's not emphasized, but it's again and again, like, yeah, and trying to understand what he hears, but he cannot, because you can see the disconnection here. So the senses starting to not giving him what? Oh, I'm talking to this. Okay. See why I need Alex? Okay. This is another one. She's 82 years old, and she's, we can see she's in a stage 3, in which she has mild cognitive decline, and she might get lost if she goes to an unfamiliar, or even if she goes to the supermarket, she forgets where she goes, how to go back to home, and she doesn't remember people, and if you hadn't known that she's 82 years old, we would think that she's a child who do this. But see that she already draws like 2 faces. She forgets, she started here, she moves here. Her hands, the X, she doesn't have hands, cannot help her. She cannot, and the feet and the legs are disconnected, the lines, and she cannot really stand, be steady and fierce. Yeah. Okay. Another one, and he was in the stage 5. He didn't remember his family anymore. He was in the hospital. He was in an elderly hospital, and so he still could draw a person, but we can see that this person doesn't have eyes, doesn't have ears, all the disconnection with the body line and headline, and his hands, and he's not in control of his, and the same here, and this one. At the stage 5, and this was really interesting, because we expected at stage 5 that they will not understand what we asked them to do. They didn't speak anymore with no one. They had to be fed. They had to be taken care of everything. And, but still, the nurse put this paper, they lie down in bed, put this paper, took their hands and said, draw yourself, draw yourself. So they hold the pencil like this, and look, he actually drew a fetus, right? And this is my sister. She was pregnant at that time. So we took that picture of her fetus and compared it to this. And, okay. So we can see that the sensual memory is still there, even when you have Alzheimer's. We know it from other, by the way, from other studies, from music therapy, that if you, they can be in stage 5, and still they listen to a music that they, songs that they heard when they were children, and suddenly they know the words and sing with it. There is, on YouTube, there is one video showing at 5th stage, someone who was a ballerina in ballet. Yes, you saw it?
Yes.
And with, she was in a wheelchair, but she started to draw. Yeah, all the movements that she danced before. So, okay. I'm going, maybe we have enough and we will have a break? Yes? Okay.